Hi, my name is Victoria Hogel, and I'm an Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at Loyola University Chicago. And today we're going to talk about all of your next steps now that you've been admitted. So first, I'd like to say congratulations. And we are going to talk today about pretty much everything from your first day of acceptance all the way through your first day of school with us. So many of you may be familiar with our application status page, which you've used in the past. This is still going to be important to you, so don't forget about it. This will include, it includes your admission letter and your contact information for your admissions representative, but it also will include things like when to sign up for orientation and academic advising. So don't forget about this page as you move forward. Today, we're going to talk about a lot when it comes to making your decision on if Loyola is going to be the right fit for you. We want to make sure that academically and financially, we're going to be a good fit for you and your continued education. So today, we're going to talk about your transfer credit summary and when you should consult your transfer counselor. We'll talk about your financial aid package, submitting your deposit, and then we'll talk about the other things after that. So when to fill out housing, attending orientation, academic advising, student health insurance, immunizations, like I said, pretty much everything from when you're accepted through your first day of class with us. Now, I said don't forget about your status page, but you will have a new website that you're going to start utilizing moving forward. It's called LOCUS. It is where you're going to be scheduling your classes, looking at your financial aid, your transfer credit summary. So it is really important that you know how to get in here. You can access this in two different ways. You can go to luc.edu and select the LOCUS section above the links page. Or you can go to the website directly, luc.edu/locus. When you get here, you do need to go in as a new user and create a new password. All of the passwords are generated based on common information like your name and your birthday. So you do want to go in and reset your password. If you're having trouble resetting your password or after you've reset it, you can't get back in, make sure to call the IT help desk. You can always reach out to me and I can get you their contact information, but they're going to be the people who can help you reset your password if you lose it later. Now, there's a few things on your LOCUS homepage that are going to be really important to you. First, in the middle is your next stop for admitted students. This is going to be kind of a to-do list for you. Your next stop is going to have things like tell us your housing preferences, check your financial aid status, view placement tests. A lot of this is also going to be on that status page that you're previously familiar with, but you can use both of these to ensure that you're getting everything you need done in a timely manner. Also, we're going to look at your student center. Now, in your student center, it's on your left-hand menu underneath personal portfolio. And this is really going to be your one-stop shop for everything Loyola: academics, finances, personal information. You may have a to-do list in here as well. So this is going to be a really good spot for you to be. Now, a couple of arrows here that I want to point out. At the top, you've got your transfer credit report. We're going to talk about this first. Then when we go into your finances, you'll still access that from your student page, but it's going to be in this middle section. And finally, on the right is a to-do list. If you have outstanding things like a verification for financial aid or you need to send official transcripts, those are going to be in your to-do list on the right-hand side. Now, like I mentioned before, we want to make sure that academically and financially, this is going to be a good fit for you. So we always start with your transfer credit summary. This usually gets published a few weeks after you're admitted, and it basically tells us everything you previously took and how it comes over to Loyola. This is essentially just data for you as a student, and it's my job and all of the admission counselors' jobs to figure out what this means for you. So how to read this can be a little bit tricky. The left-hand side is the courses that you've previously done, and the right-hand side are the courses at Loyola. So there's a few things that I want to make sure that you're noticing as you move through your transfer credit summary. First is that your course may be a direct articulation to something we offer. So in this example, Speech 101, Fundamentals of Speech Communication, is the exact same course as our COM 101, so direct transfer, no need to worry about it. Another one that you'll look at, it's the fourth one down, Math 118, says General Education Mathematics for 4 hours. That's a direct articulation to our Math 108, Real World Modeling. However, our class is only worth 3 hours. We don't want you to lose any of those hours, so we break it up into 2 line items. We give you your math credit, and then that 4th hour we give you as general elective. So every hour that you're taking is getting accounted for, and you are getting credit for those things. And finally, the last one that I want you to look at will be Social Science 101, General Course for Social Science. It's the second line item, and that's equal to a Sociology 100 level transfer. That means we know it should be sociology. We just don't know where it's going to fit in our program because we don't have the exact course. So you are getting sociology credit for it. It's just not an exact course like COM 101 is an exact course. And then finally, your Interdisciplinary 101, it's right underneath math. It's College Success Seminar worth 3 credits. That's not something that we offer at Loyola, but like I said before, we want you to have credit for everything you've previously taken, so we're going to give you general elective credit for it. So like I said, 4 main ways that your credits can come over. A direct course articulation like Speech 101, a direct course articulation that gets broken up into 2 pieces like Math 118, a similar course, which would be that Social Science 101, and then something that we don't offer that would go towards general elective, like your Interdisciplinary 101. You're getting credit for all of those things. It's just my job to figure out where they're going to go in your degree map. Now you may see near the bottom, courses not accepted as transfer. This would be any course that doesn't count for college credit, like a 090 math course or an English as a second language course. This would be any course you withdrew from. Every line item on your transcript has to be accounted for. So even if you withdrew from something and retook it later, the withdrawn line item will still be down here under courses not accepted. This would also be any courses that you didn't pass. Maybe you took a course and you didn't pass it, but you repeated it later. The non-passed line item would still be down here under courses not accepted. And then finally, you may see things that are listed as under review. This means we're going to get you your credit for it. We just don't know how we're going to get you your credit for it yet. So for example, Biology 242, Human Biology, means we know it's a college level course and we're going to give you credit. We just don't know how yet. So we're working with our program directors to see what exact course that would line up as when we're looking at the syllabus. This can take a little bit of time, but you can always send your questions about your pending courses to the transfer credit team. Now, once you've figured out if academically we're a good fit for you, you've talked to your counselor and we've mapped out everything as far as your degree plan goes and what you still have remaining, then we want to make sure that financially we're a good fit for you. And that's where your bottom line estimate comes in. Now, your bottom line estimate is going to be an estimate of what your cost looks like. You're going to get to this through campus finances under your menu on the left-hand side. You can also get to it from your student center, where we got to your transfer credit summary. Now here's an example of a bottom line estimate. And it, again, is kind of hard to read, but that's what I'm here for. So on the left-hand side, you have your total estimated direct expenses. And we have it listed at $61,718. This is your cost of attendance. It's essentially the sticker price on a car. And then we use your awards to bring that cost down as low as possible for you. So your cost of attendance includes tuition, fees, and housing. So you'll see the tuition for this academic year is $45,500. You have 2 fees listed in there, the activity fee and the technology fee. And then you have housing. Housing will be listed in here until you're assigned housing or you exempt out of housing. So you'll always see that $14,820 listed here. Once you're assigned housing, your financial aid will update a little bit to reflect the cost of your particular housing option or the fact that you're exempt. So again, your cost of attendance is the biggest number you should see. So $61,718. Now on the right-hand side, we have your total estimated awards. This is what we're able to give you to attend school with us. There's a few different types of awards you could see. First, you may see a scholarship. If you did very well academically before transferring to us, you may have a scholarship, which you can utilize for up to 3 years as a transfer student. Then you may have grant funding and loan funding. Grant funding is money that you use and you're not required to pay back, but you do need to be passing your classes and moving through your program. Loan funding is money you use and you are required to pay back once you've graduated or up to 6 months if you're out of school for up to 6 months. So if you take a gap year, your loans may end up in a repayment period. And there's 2 types of loans listed here. There's subsidized and unsubsidized. Subsidized means that while you're in school, the government will pay the interest on that loan. Unsubsidized means that your interest is going to accrue over time. So if you borrow $5,938, when you go to repay it, it will be a larger number than what you initially took because your interest is growing over time. Now, at the top of this Excel box, you'll see first 1 through 3 of 6, right underneath where it says 40,000. That means you have more than 3 awards here, so don't forget to scroll through to the other pages. The total amount of your award stays at the top, which is 40,469 in this example. Underneath these 2 Excel sheets, you're going to see your total estimated amount owed. In this example, it's $21,259. That's what we need to find funding for, whether it's going to be external scholarships, loans, payment plans. That's pretty much your out-of-pocket at this point, and that's the number that we need to be thinking about when we're determining if this is financially going to be a good fit for you. Now, I mentioned before, an installment plan is a good option for families if they have the ability to pay month to month. The installment plan is a zero-interest plan throughout the year that allows you to make monthly payments towards that out-of-pocket. The installment plan is through our bursar's office, and there is an enrollment fee. It's $105, but again, it's no interest over the course of the year. There are different start dates and installment dates based on what makes the most sense for you. So we've got a 9, 10, 11, and a 12-month plan available. You'll also, at this point, need to determine if we're going to be the best fit for you academically and financially. If so, you can go online and submit your enrollment deposit. It is a $500 enrollment deposit, but that goes towards your tuition. When you submit your $500, then you're going to be able to do things like set up your Loyola email, register for housing, sign up for academic advising and orientation. So one of the first things you'll do once you submit your deposit is set up your new email address, and that's going to be through luc.edu. Similar to how you accessed LOCUS for the first time, you'll go to the links and you'll select your email. We do use Outlook. This should be the same username and password that you use for LOCUS. You're going to want to start checking your luc.edu email regularly once you've submitted your deposit, because a lot of other departments on campus may be trying to contact you through this. Similar to LOCUS, if you're having trouble logging on, you can reach out to the IT help desk. After you've submit that enrollment deposit and you've set up your email, you're going to want to work on your housing options. So whether you're living on campus or off campus. As a transfer student, you may be more interested in living on campus, and here are the things you need to know. You are going to live on campus unless you meet an exemption requirement. These include living with a parent or guardian, being married, being 21 years or older, or completing 56 semester credits, essentially coming in as a junior. If you want to exempt out of housing, you'll go to our exemption site, luc.edu/e-release, and submit the reason for your exemption. Now, if you plan to live on campus, we want to make sure that your housing decision is nice and easy for you. So we're going to talk about your transfer buildings, your roommate preferences, your meal plan, and how to submit that for you. Now, for transfer buildings, there are a lot of different opportunities for you. We do have buildings at both our Lakeshore campus, which is our main campus, as well as at our downtown campus where business, communications, and social work are located. Baumhart is the downtown campus, where the rest of them are at our Lakeshore campus. So if you're a biology major and you're going to be at Lakeshore campus all the time, it doesn't make as much sense for you to apply for housing for the Baumhart location. Now, when you're ready to fill out your housing contract, this is again in your LOCUS website, and under the left-hand menu, you're going to go to Residence Life, and you're going to click on the Residence Life portal. You'll log in again, same contact or same login information as LOCUS and as that email. Once you get logged in, you're going to start that application. It's the bottom left-hand corner, but you'll also get information later on about move-in, roommates, any forms or documents you need to submit. Keep this in mind as you're thinking about your housing options moving forward. First thing you're going to do is pick your building and room preferences. So you'll select your building, and then you'll select your room type preference. So you may select Fordham Hall, and you would want to say maybe Fordham Double or Quad. So this is kind of where you select those preferences. You'll want to select the first few options because we want to make sure that we're putting you somewhere that you want to be. So you'll select a few different options here in your preferences. Then you'll fill out a roommate preference. So if you know somebody you want to live with, awesome. You and your potential roommate need to include your email and your name in your housing contract. If I say that I want to live with my best friend Stephanie and she doesn't say that she wants to live with me, we're not going to live together. So if you do know who you want to live with, you both have to have the information on your housing contract. If you don't, that's okay. Most students don't know their roommate before they get here, and that's where our preferencing comes in. You're going to answer some questions like, I can live with a smoker, yes or no. I prefer my room to be very neat, yes or no. And we're going to match you with a roommate that makes sense based on your answers. Finally, you will pick your meal plan. There's a few different options for you. We have an all-access plan, and then we have a dining dollar plan. An all-access plan means that you're going to be able to go into the dining hall pretty much anytime it's open on either 5 days or 7 days. So if my family live in the suburbs and I want to go home every Saturday and Sunday, a 5-day plan makes sense for me. Or even if I just want to do a lot of city exploring and I'm not going to be eating in the dorm Saturday and Sunday, a 5-day plan would make sense for me. If I can't cook and I'm not a good explorer and I'd rather have all of my meals available to me without having to think about it, a 7-day all access may make more sense for you. And that all access again means that you can go in anytime throughout the day. So if I wanted to go in at 8 o'clock before my first class and I wanted to go back in at 9 o'clock right after that lecture is over, I can swipe in multiple times throughout the day. I'm not limited to one visit. The other option is you have a declining dollar balance plan. So like the $14.30 or the $17.00. That's essentially funds on your ID card that you'll be able to use to swipe into the dining halls when you want to eat. So if I have an apartment style house or an apartment style room and I have a full kitchen, then it's not going to make sense for me to have an all access plan because I'm probably eating cereal for breakfast at home or cooking frozen pizzas on the weekend. So a declining balance would make more sense because I'm not going to be eating all of my food in the dining hall. Once you pick your room type, housing type, roommate preference, and your meal plan, you need to submit that housing contract. You'll want to submit this as soon as you kind of have an idea on where you want to live so that we get it on file and you don't have to think about it anymore. If you're a veteran, we do have some extra resources for you. You'll want to talk to our Veteran Affairs, and you can call or email them, veterans@luc.edu, or you can call at 773-508-7765. And we do have someone who's going to help you figure out what makes more sense for you. Where will you reside, on campus or off campus? What do your benefits look like? How are you going to fund your education? As a veteran, it looks a little bit different for you than as a traditional student. So we want to make sure that you understand that we are here and we have resources for you. So again, to contact us, it's veterans@luc.edu or 773-508-7765. Now, the next thing most people want to know is, when do I get to pick my classes? And academic advising is actually where you're going to do that. Academic advising is done by college. So if I'm a biology major, I'll meet with the College of Arts and Sciences. If I'm a business major, I'll meet with the School of Business. Sign-ups for academic advising will start on May 4th. That means on May 4th, if you've submitted your deposit, you'll be able to go in and pick your advising time. The earliest advising is near the end of May. So just know that you'll go in on May 4th and you'll pick the earliest advising time that makes sense for you. Advising is done by appointment throughout the summer, and it's available both on campus and online. So if you're in California and you can't get to campus in May for academic advising, we can do a webinar advising appointment for you. You do need to be deposited in order to sign up for advising. And once you do sign up for advising, there's a few things you want to make sure you've done. You want to make sure that you've sent us any AP or IB scores that you might have so that we have the most accurate picture of what you've completed before you get to us. You'll want to complete any placement tests. You may have just math, you may have just writing, you may have both. Also, if you're in a major that requires a foreign language, you may want to take that foreign language placement test as well before you get to us. And if you have any outstanding transcripts, you want to send those to us if they have new grades. For example, if you were admitted in January and now it's June, your spring grades are probably done, and your advisor would want to see those in order to properly advise you at your appointment. You'll also have to sign up for an orientation. So academic advising and orientation are two separate pieces. And your orientation is a full day programming that basically gives you a deep dive into Loyola as a whole. Academic advising is just about your classes. Orientation is about everything else. There are 3 dates for you to complete your orientation. It's June 30th, July 31st, or August 20th. Again, it's a full day programming here on campus where you're going to meet other students, you'll meet different faculty and academic departments, and you'll get that full view of Loyola before you come to us. Between orientation and your first day of class with us, there's a few things you need to do. You need to make sure that your financial plan is set. If you're setting up an I-plan, that needs to be done before you get to us. You need to submit your health insurance. So all students are required to have health insurance before they start class. So you'll submit proof of that, or you will choose your health insurance plan through LOCUS. You'll also complete your immunization forms. It is required that all students show their immunization forms before they start class. You'll send any final transcripts for any spring or summer courses that we don't already have. And if you're thinking you want to work on campus, you'll view Handshake to start looking at those jobs available. Student health insurance, again, it's available through LOCUS under campus finances. And here you'll be able to go in and choose a student health insurance plan, or you can opt out of your health insurance if you're already insured under like a parent or a family member's plan. You'll also need to submit your immunizations. Those are located on the left-hand side under your personal portfolio, and you'll submit a form here, but you'll also have your doctor send an official copy to the Wellness Center, basically verifying. It's a 2-step verification for your immunizations. And that's it. Your Rambler life begins. Move-in will happen between August 18th and the 20th. Your classes will begin on August 24th. Welcome week is that whole first week where you're going to be able to do a lot more activities on campus, meet new friends, go to your student activities fair, and then your first break is going to be fall break, which is October 5th and 6th. I know we went through a lot of information today, so if you do have any questions, I am available. My name again is Victoria Hogel, and I've got a couple of different email addresses for you. You can email our general transfer team, so you can get myself, Mike, or Arasto, and that's at transfer@luc.edu. You can email myself, vhogel@luc.edu, or you can give us a call. My phone number in the office is 773-508-7392. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And I am looking forward to seeing all of you on campus in August.